You're looking for that one video with the perfect one argument that finally tells you which tool is the right one to build your dream game. But I'm here to tell you that you're asking the wrong question. In fact, this whole debate, it's a trap. It's a form of procrastination designed into one thing: stop you from ever actually finishing your game. Let's be honest. You're not just watching one video, you're watching dozens. You're scrolling through Reddit threads, getting lost in forum arguments, and maybe you even downloaded both engines to make sure a test project works. You're comparing feature lists like Unity's render pipeline versus Godot's, C# versus GD script, and you tell yourself it's productive, like it's research. But what it really is what we call productive procrastination. It's the illusion of progress without any of the risk. You feel like you're working on your game, but what you're actually doing is avoiding the terrifying, messy, and difficult reality of creating something from nothing. This loop is a very comfortable place to be in. It's an endless quest for the perfect tool that will magically make all the hard work of game development easy. But the perfect tool doesn't exist. This obsession with the engine is a classic procrastination ritual. It's not the tool choice that matters here. You're avoiding finishing a game. The engine debate is a symptom of a way deeper fear, the fear of starting, and even more, the fear of not finishing. The real trap is that the engine is rarely the main reason an indie game fails. The vast majority of failures come down to human factors. It's things like scope creep, lost motivation, or lack of discipline to just ship the thing. It's highly unlikely that a game fails because the engine didn't have the perfect volumetric lighting. Games fail because the developers get lost in the weeds, or burn out, or give up. We see developers caught in engine hopping syndrome, switching from Unity to Godot, back to Unity, and then maybe trying Unreal for a weekend, and each time they reset their progress to zero. They spend weeks learning an interface, a new scripting language, a new workflow, and that is the time stolen directly from your game. They hop because they feel limited, but the limitation isn't the engine. It's often a lack of skill or project scope that was too ambitious from the start. So, if Unity versus Godot is the wrong question, which is the right one? It is, which engine will I actually finish my project in? The question changes everything. It moves the focus from abstract tech specs and puts it separately on you, your psychology, your habit, your ability to maintain momentum. So let's break it down into even better questions. First of all, which engine are you most productive in right now? Not a hypothetical future where you mastered every nuance of C# or GD script. Right now, if you spend 2 years tinkering in Unity, even if you're tempted by Godot's open source purity, sticking with Unity will get you a finished game faster. Game development is knowledge and it's transferable, but the friction of switching is the project killer. The fastest path to a finished game is the one with the least resistance in your current workflow. Second, which engine's community can solve your specific problems the fastest? Unity has a massive community and a vast ocean of tutorials and assets. If you're making a complex 3D game, chances are high that someone has already solved your exact problem in a Unity forum. Godot's community is smaller but incredibly passionate, especially for 2D. For certain types of 2D games, you might find more focused help in a Godot Discord than you would have in a broader Unity ecosystem. The goal isn't to find the biggest community, but the one that offers you the most direct solution for your game that you want to build. And the third and most important one is which engine workflow keeps you motivated. This one is about developer psychology. Some people find Godot's lightweight nature and rapid iteration times incredibly motivating. It just feels fast for them. And others thrive in a Unity structured, component-based world and its vast asset store. This isn't a question about technicality. It's one that you choose emotionally. So which tool makes you feel powerful? Which one makes you want to open the project every morning? Motivation is a finite resource, and the right engine for that is the one that refills that resource. resource, and that doesn't drain it over time. The proof is in shipped games. Stunningly beautiful games like Hollow Knight and Ori and The Blind Forest were all made in Unity, and widely successful and creative games like Brotato and Cassidy Beasts were made in Godot. The success of these titles shows you that greatness is achievable in either engine. The deciding is not the engine, but the developer's discipline and their relentless focus on shipping. So how do we adopt this new mindset and move from paralysis to production? Here are 3 practical tips. First, the 2-week rule. Forget your magnum opus for a moment. Pick an engine, flip a coin if you have to, and give yourself exactly 2 weeks to build one tiny, complete game loop. I'm talking about a character that can move and perform one action. That's it. The goal isn't to create a masterpiece. The goal is to prove to yourself that you can finish something. Finishing is like a muscle. Train it with small, achievable wins. This victory is a victory, no matter how small it is. It will do more for your motivation than hundreds of hours of comparison videos. Second, there's a popular productive metaphor that says you should tackle your hardest, most dreaded task first thing in the morning. And for developers, that's the engine debate. The frog isn't a difficult piece of code. The frog is shipping. It's putting something, anything, out in the world. That tiny game loop you just built, put it on itch.io for free. The act of packaging, building and writing a description for your game and then hitting publish is a psychological milestone. It breaks that cycle and turns you from someone who is learning to make games to someone who makes games. And thirdly, learn a need to know basic. Instead of learning an entire engine before you start, which is just another form of procrastination, learn one specific feature you need for your next task. If you need a character to jump, watch a tutorial on that. Ignore everything else about advanced lighting or multiplayer until you absolutely need it. This keeps you focused, prevents you from overwhelming, and ties you to learning directly to tangible progress on your game. Be honest about your goal. If you are a solo developer who is shipping your first game, your primary goal is to finish, period. And a common starting point is to consider Godot for 2D and Unity for 3D, largely because that's the wealth of tutorials and assets available for each. However, if your goal is getting a job or releasing a game, the calculation itself changes. Unity has historically a large share of listings in game development, especially in the job market, making it a pragmatic choice for a career. The Unity versus Godot debate is a distraction. It's convenient, intellectual sounding, and it's just an excuse to make a real, challenging, and deeply rewarding part of the work for creation. The real challenge isn't to pick a tool, it's to overcome your own inertia. And the truth is, the best engine is the one that gets you to ship. So stop optimizing the tool and start optimizing what you output. And I want you to do 2 things. First, put it in the comments down below. What is your biggest procrastination trap? Is it the engine debate, endless world building, tweaking art? Let's get them out in the open. Second, if this resonated with you, subscribe. This channel isn't about the technical side of development, it's about how you can actually get there. It's about the mindset that is required to actually finish what you start. Now stop watching videos, pick one, start building and finish your game. That's how you become a real game developer. And with that, I hope I'll see you in the next one.